Trapper Dan here. I had some questions on a couple videos ago about how I make the bobcat bucket set or what I'm doing for that, and I'm happy to share it. But the first thing I'll say is that I have all of 3 weeks experience doing this. Okay, I mostly have trapped bobcats with cubbies. This year I started doing walkthroughs. Bobcats get caught on canine sets. So here's my kit basically. Buckets. You can't use spackle buckets or anything with chemicals that were in them because it's going to scare the bobcats away. Just kidding. I would say for trapping economics, go to your local burger place or deli and ask them if they could give any buckets to you. These are all pickle buckets. If they're busy, they're going to have a lot of them, so you can get some free buckets there. My trap's mainly going to be the MB 550 and the Duke 550. That's just because it's mostly what I trap with. And I'm going to put them in the storage bags. We had 40 degrees and rain all day yesterday, and it's going down to 3 degrees tonight. Everything's frozen. In regards to how a bobcat works the set, I think a walkthrough is about one of the best you can do because it's very natural and they're not stopping for anything. As we could see in my first bucket set, that bobcat sat there in front of it, and you know, it wasn't spooked, but wasn't committing to going in because it was just a very different situation. However, I am going to put a ton of buckets out in the next day or two, and for one reason: speed. I have 2 weeks left. I don't have time to be building cubbies and moving logs around. I'm just going to set a bunch of bucket sets right now and get them out there, and it'll be the fastest way for me to set and check. So what I did for the bucket was basically I drilled a hole in the back of the bucket just to keep the bucket still. Hey, Willie, look out, buddy. The trap is going to be bedded in front of it, so the last thing we want is that bucket to blow away or move from where the trap is. Oh my gosh, guys and gals, I'm checking this camera here. It's the one that I have on the bridge. With my bridge set is right underneath over there. And remember I talked about missing the train? Check this out. Looks like a tom bobcat came right through right after I left. So everything is reset now, and we're gonna keep trying. Told you I was seeing them walk all around these logs and across this bridge. It's such a funnel for them to get across the river without having to go into the water. And now I have 2 sets waiting again. You know what? I'm also going to put a bucket on this side of the bridge right now. That's bedded nice. We want them to come, we want the jaws to close this way and them to step in this way. I mean, you can catch them either way, but there's more of a chance this way that the jaw throws their foot out. So we're gonna put it this way. And I cut some notches here. I'm just gonna cut a little deeper in the center. That's good. Nice and solid. Hold it nice and neat. Awesome. A little bit of debris on top. Nothing too big that's going to clog the jaws. Nice. A very, very cheap little piece of sandpaper. Stick that right there. Perfect place to step. And we're still going to add some stepping sticks. I'm going to put a little Hoosier Trapper Supply elixir on a stick here. I'm going to put that right on top of this. I think they come in and they want to smell up there. That's fine. They're still going to have to step here. This one is liquid gold. This is the urine from the last bobcat we caught. So we're just going to put a little bit in here, right on this stick here. That was a female. Then we're going to take a little bit of gland lure. Oh boy, that smells. Bobcat gland lure. Rub that around in here and throw it inside. Top dog and bait. Throw it inside the bucket. My buddy's turkey gave me. So we're just going to take some feathers and throw them inside. And we're going to put some around the outside of this. I don't have any flagging right now. So this is going to have to do. We've got smell down here, up here, around the inside, and all the way in. So I don't think we can do too much more than that. We're trying to drive them right in here. A couple feathers I'm going to stick into the cracks of the logs here so that they stay. Willie's freezing out here today, so I covered him up with the sheep's wool. You got to get going, buddy. Stretch. You're doing fine. Sunday, February 2nd, and on Sundays I have a little bit more time for trapping. Right, Willie? And it's 12 degrees outside, 11. That means it's 11 or 12 here in the fur shed right now. So today I'm going to warm it up because I am going to flesh that bobcat that trapper Joel Martz helped me skin. He skinned it for me and showed me how to skin the feet out. That was awesome. I only got 3 traps reset yesterday. Let me see. 1, 2, yeah, only 3. 2 old ones and 1 new one. And my plan today is to try to get out as many bucket sets as I possibly can. I think these things are kind of ridiculous. It spins, but I'm not sure it moves any air. You know the fur shed is frozen when your Windex is a solid rock. And I do try to stay clean, but that's not going to help. What the heck's going on here? Oh no. Might be good that we only have 3 traps set, Willie, because it doesn't seem like we're going anywhere on this. I do have a fat tire e-bike as a backup. I never put Willie in that before, but we might try it today, buddy. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on. It's not even trying to start. I guess we're gonna save on gas, buddy. We're gonna get the e-bike out. Holy cow. 12 degrees on an e-bike. Gonna pedal and stay warm. Slides on here. You can get these where the trailer's hooked to the axle, but I have it onto my actual rack. How's that work for you? Not too bad. Phone call, cat collector. All right, we got a nice mix. Traps, sandpaper, plastic bags, baits, buckets, tea stakes, hammer. I think we're good. I can cruise out to my trap line a little bit easier here on the road, but I'll tell you something, this is not sustainable. I'm gonna check my traps today and then I gotta figure out a different way. Well, there probably is some sort of trappers e-bike group out there on Facebook, but I don't want to be part of it. Yeah, it's not sustainable. This is difficult. And 11 degrees. For the record, I think using an e-bike to check your trap line is pretty dang cool. I do it in the spring and the fall.
It's a great way to get exercise. It's a great way to save on gas money. But in the long run, in the harsher weather, I think it's too difficult. It's a little bit dangerous. It's not as efficient.
So we're just checking the bucket set here that we did yesterday along the river. Nothing yet. And we're going to check that creaky bridge. Check that walkthrough. And it doesn't look like we have anything going on here. Well, I made it out to my bone pile. And I haven't been back here to reset, but I'm only going for bobcats now. So I got a little bit of this right here. And I got my bucket set going on. So I'm gonna set this here and hope for that big tom wandering around. There's all sorts of hunting in here. So here we go. Put some clippings over that and kind of give it just a little bit of disguise. Blend it. Sometimes grasses are really coarse, they're almost like sticks. This stuff is nice and fine. We're getting a little low on feathers, so I'm going to use some sheep's wool in this one, just as like kind of like looking like a bunny rabbit inside there. I don't want their nose on the trap, I want their foot on the trap. I want their nose like up here or inside. We're going to do just one more thing. We're going to do a little bit of predator lure. Hostile predator lure. All right, we got some Sarah and we got some Jeff. For this one, I'm just going to get it all over this stiff grass. Put it right down in front here. All right, so we got some inside. We got some eye attraction. We've got some scent up top. We got some scent on the bottom. I think that's it. And lastly, I put those little poops there right on the side just for interest. Make them feel like, somebody else did this here. I gotta come check it out. In this spot right here, I've got northwest wind coming right out into this road from this side, right behind this log pile. So I'm just, and I have, on video, I have bobcats just walking right by here. You can bend your traps really easy when they're frozen. So, you know, you gotta bang stuff off them, but you gotta be kind of gentle too. Make sure you're not totally messing them up. I got some traps frozen in the ground. I just gotta leave them until they're thawed because I'm gonna damage them trying to get them out. Okay, that should do it. I went and chopped down some grasses. I'm just gonna stick them over here, guide this a little bit more into place.
now, in this case, we're going to use some tomcat because I found it in a sheep's wool bag. They can put their nose here, here, inside, but their foot is going there. And since we have a few, we'll dress up with some feathers. I like Chappie's little trick of sticking feathers right into the crease of the wood. It's amazing how those don't blow away. Right into the crease. A couple in there. That's looking good. Curiosity killed the cat. Yeah, so just in review again, this is the road, the big log pile. They're coming right by this. I've got video of them wrapping around this corner here. So it's kind of a new spot for me, tight, where the corner gets tight and where the northwest wind is blowing this scent right across. I think it's irresistible. Yeah, I think they're gonna come into this one. Gotta think positive, right? Whew. All right, the e-bike did it. And I still got half a battery, so pretty cool. This bike has a throttle, so I can just go without pedaling if I want to, or it has pedal assist, and it has a cadence sensing. This is the Surface 604, made in Canada. Well, I got a new battery, and I hope this is it. I hope this is what's gonna fix the ATV. I like this corner here. There's a bunch of hunting up in the old apple orchards there and all that brush. And my buddy on camera has a bobcat walking right here through in front of me down towards my truck. If they're coming out of that and they're anywhere along here, the northwest wind is blowing just like that. So it's coming right out of here and right across these trails. Let's do it. I'm super happy with it. There's a trail coming through here. There's trails along the edge here. There's wind going this way. The recipe looks right to me. Super catty here. Okay, here's another one. Beautiful spot right along the river here at the back corner of this meadow. Got our flagging up, got our bucket in. It's a repeat. All right, here's the last one for today. Kind of beat, but I like it. I don't have any more flagging, but I got plenty of feathers around this one, bait inside. It's a repeat. Sandpaper, trap in the bag, stepping sticks, and a really beautiful spot right along the back edge of this field. Well, I'd rather be stuck with my ATV at my fur shed than out on the trap line. I'm not going to be able to take the e-bike today because there's too much ice under the snow and I'm going to wipe out and hurt myself. So I think I'm just going to drive my truck as close as I can and walk. Well, luckily I can get my truck in pretty close. I just wanted to show you something we love. Trappers love this. I remember when I was a little kid sliding in the snow, I used to follow these bunny tracks, cottontail, and this means bobcats. Well, this is the first fresh predator sign I've seen this morning in the new snow. This means this happened within the last couple hours, but looks like some coyotes did some kickbacks here and they were messing around with this grass and they came right out of the brush right over here, thick brush. I know a lot of trappers know this, but just for the sake of anybody watching that doesn't track animals, these are coyote tracks, And one of the reasons we can tell is because we can see right down in the front there, there's a couple of nails sticking out. That's because the canine nails, just like your dog, are not getting retracted, they're out. And they're gonna show in those footprints, whereas a bobcat, they're not. Sometimes they will, but most of the time they're not. Also, the coyote track is very oval. It's kind of pointed towards those toes. The reality out here, I had a miss. Dang it. I missed the big tom that I've been after. So yesterday, I came through on my ATV, and it's the second time this has ever happened to me. I watched a bobcat walking through the field as I'm driving the ATV. I couldn't get my camera going fast enough. So I knew that tom was still walking around on this farm where I've caught a bunch of females and one big tom. And last night I got him on the camera coming around the corner. Right here, you can see it. And that was right towards one of my new bucket sets. Ugh, dang it. So the only win about this one is I was right as far as knowing where that bobcat was going to go. I was right as far as putting that on the right side of the wind. Yeah, we definitely had things right, but I screwed up with missing him. My mind is just reeling with all the things I could have done better or what I did wrong. The reality is this is hard. It's a lot of work and a lot of little things that make it work. And man, I am happy that I picked the spot. I knew where he was going to go through. What I should have done is I should have put a camera inside the bucket, which I am going to do at one of these sets, because there's no place around there that I could get a camera on that set except for that tree, which watches them go right around the corner and then out of view. It could be he didn't commit to the pan all the way. There's just so many different scenarios. But we missed a big bobcat, that's for sure. We reset this water line here yesterday, and I was thinking this would be a perfect spot for an auger. And it looks like they have something here. I don't think it's an auger. Hard to run the camera and do these checks. Oh, look at that. Got a muskrat. So, that's cool. Right by the tail. Man, he must have been booking. Or he got most of the way through before he hit the trigger. All right, Willie. All right, it's a muskrat, buddy. Cool, at least we didn't get skunked. That one's reset in the spillway here. Little branch to swim under, trap underwater, sticks on both sides. And we're heading down the line. Hey, Mother Nature is literally beating the snot out of me right now. Working hard, loving every minute of it. 8 days left to bobcat season, so I'm just gonna stay on them. Also, just for the record, I'm not gonna beat myself up about missing that tomcat. I got 6 bobcats on the same trap bedding, so I'm not gonna blame myself. Listen, it happens. We're just going around to all the bucket sets now, and look, like, this is hard frozen rain. So I'm just gonna break it up on top, loosen it. The trap, again, it's in a plastic bag, so it's not frozen to the ground, but we have enough ice on top that the pan won't go down. So we're just gonna remove this, hopefully without tripping the trap off. We've got snow coming, one after the other. This is gonna get buried. But I'm hoping in between the storms, if the bobcats are moving around and feeding in here, that they're gonna come and step on this. Even if it has 5 or 6 inches of snow on top, it might work. At least I see it does in Alaska. So, got a stepping spot there and we're all free. I'm not even gonna bother trying to hide this anymore because it's gonna get snowed on. Well, I finally got the hay set to work while I'm here. Big coyote, that's the one I've been having on camera here. So we'll get him out now. We don't want him to be pulling so much. Hey guys, this was the cheddar cheese set. John, you got one. Hey, Trapper John up in Trapper Heaven. You got one with the cheddar cheese set. Oh my gosh, it worked. Guys, I just put cheddar cheese. You can watch the last episode to see. He got caught in this one. And then while he was making the trap circle, he tripped off the other traps. That one, this one. What's gratifying in this case is I've been away a lot, coming and going. And every time I have to trip the traps off on the hay set and I have the camera on it, I'm having activity. And then when I come home and I reset the traps, nothing has been visiting. So I feel like, yeah, we finally connected. And let's talk a little bit about the cheddar cheese in there. Some birds did come in and pick that out, and there's some trapping ethics there. They didn't trip off the traps because the pan tension's too heavy, and so we didn't catch any birds. So that coyote could have been just coming in for curiosity. I had put a mouse in this. I had put a rat in this, weeks ago. So it smelled like a little bit like everything. But for my buddy John Labotsky, and the one who taught me that, will say, hey, you got one, John. You got one. Awesome. Mostly this was set for a fox, but we got the coyote coming through, and I just took video off the camera that's back there, so we'll see basically what happened here. Well, I just went to reset, and you're going to see the power of a coyote. This dog is completely bent backwards. I'm not going to be able to reset this trap. Luckily, I have it on a snap ring, so I'm just going to take it right off. But that is a stainless steel dog. Those things are very, very strong. And he bent it all the way backwards. And just so you can see, this is the other trap, and the dog is supposed to look like this. It's supposed to be straight, and right in there, that little groove, that's where the night latch is that goes under the pan. So this is the one that he bent. It's completely backwards. Also, I just want to remind you one thing about the hay set is that it works in the cold weather, the freezing weather, because I didn't bed this trap in the dirt. It's just bedded on hay, and also I didn't use any pan covers, just a little bit of clippings with my scissors of the hay on top of the trap. That's actually the trap bed right there. Very, very simple, and I'm just going to put a few clippings over it like last time. That's it there. Can you see the trap? It's right in there. There's the pan. It's just broken up a little bit. Well, right here this morning we can see I'm lucky. I think this is a house cat. And the pan is right here. So crusty, but they didn't step on it. I'm just trying to gently cut this down and get the rain frozen crust off. Remember, this trap is in a bag, so it's not frozen to the ground. And there's that stepping spot right there. I think that'll be working like that without me taking anything out. We're on the verge of like 3 or 4 snowstorms, and we have 7 days left to bobcat trap. It was really cool to pick up that coyote on the hay set and get that muskrat in the 330. I'm gonna do something really wacky right now. We see a couple of bobcat tracks in these grasses and the thick stuff here, so I'm gonna play around with something kind of wacky. Check it out. Bobcats are mostly eating rabbits right now, so I figured I'd try out a rabbit. This is wacky, okay? And I got some real rabbit fur. So I'm just gonna make a little cubby. I'm gonna protect my trap from the snow, and I'm not even gonna put any bait smell. I'm just gonna put some cat attractor on this one,
and we got 7 days. What the heck, you know, we'll try it out. The idea behind this is reusable items. So it would be awesome just to have fresh rabbit, but I could also take this, which is made from 100% recyclables, by the way, and this natural rabbit hide, and if it works, I can just throw them in my trapping bag and use them over and over again. So these clumps of grass out here are natural pockets where the heavy snow is just going to go kind of over them. They're like little houses. So we're just going to throw a grapple out. We're going to use a hole in here. Probably going to throw a little bit more grass right even over the top. It's like a natural cubby. I'm going to feed this through too. I just threw my grapple out back here right through the grass. We're going to set this. We got a bag to put it in so it doesn't freeze down if we have some thaw. I just made a hole in here. My trap is set. It's gonna night latch it. Yep, it's got a little gunk on it, so clean off the dog and try that again. There we go. That's night latched. We're just going to use the bedding, the natural bedding of the grasses. Mr. Bunny Rabbit is going in the back. And I want some flagging. I don't know whether I was going to wrap the bunny in this natural fur, but I kind of feel like having some up here would be really cool. So I think that's what we're going to do. Lots of grasses here, so cut some of this stuff out of the way. Obviously, I don't have any real natural rabbit smell here. It's just visual, but I've heard that cats are hunting with their eyes a lot, so we're betting on that. I'm going to put a few branches just to really block that trap out. Give them that target to step on. Maybe this one will help pinch the flag in. Oh, they're not going to miss that. Mr. Bunny Rabbit, I put his ears towards the front so we have a little bit more white flash. And then we're not going to use any bait in this. We're just going to use some cat collector. And I'm going to just rub this on both sides here. Put some inside. I got some lure over here, some cat collector over here, a little cat collector over here. Okay, there it is. The fastest grass bobcat cubby ever. Trap is right there. Little Mr. Bunny sitting down inside there. Let's see if they try to come and get him. I also added a little step over grasses. So really got to step over and down into the trap to get that little bunny rabbit in there. Here's my concept on that little stuffed bunny rabbit. If you think about prey, a lot of prey when they're being hunted sit still. Did you ever walk up on a deer and have it jump at the last minute? Yeah, they're hoping that you're just going to walk by.
And I think sometimes when the bobcats are hunting, those bunny rabbits are sitting still too. I have a bunny on a camera from early in the season that sat in one spot for over an hour, just sitting still. So as part of the visual appeal, I think that little bunny sitting still in there is gonna work. It's kind of kooky, but I invested, I think, $7.93 in a 100% recycled stuffed bunny. And if that works, I'm going to be able to use it over and over and over again. Thank you so much for watching. What's coming up next on Trapper Snore? Well, we're going to go back in the fur shed with Joel Martz. He helped me to skin out a bobcat with the feet on. I don't know how much of that I can show on YouTube, but we'll try and see. Also, a good mink trapper is going to meet me in a future episode when we start water trapping and help me learn how to make those awesome blind mink sets. So thanks again. Please like and subscribe. That really helps me out a lot. This is Hobby Trapper Dan here. And remember, Trapper Snore, sustainable, natural, organic, and renewable resource. Catch you on the next one.